Hey Trooper Stars, Dave Schmidt here, and today we're going to talk about money saving tips around the house. Alright, so you want to be frugal, you want to save some money. Quite frankly, saving money is often a lot easier than making more money, and it's kind of the same thing. So I've put together a list of a bunch of different ideas and tips about how to save money around the house, and I think you're going to find some useful stuff here. Alright, the first one, and probably one of the better ones, is to get a programmable thermostat. If you have a programmable thermostat, you can have it, cold in the house when no one's around, and then warmer when everyone's here. You could have it cold at night when you're under blankets. It lets you kind of intelligently set the temperature of your home and therefore save you money. Use LED bulbs. These bulbs, while they cost a little more upfront, last forever pretty much, and use a lot less electricity. So it's a no-brainer, especially as electricity costs are rising. Number 3, use natural light. Especially during the day, obviously. Keep your windows open and avoid using electricity to run lights. Now, make sure to use crappy toilet paper. And what I mean by that is the ply of toilet paper that you're most comfortable using. I think we have 2-ply because I guess I'm too posh to have 1-ply, but if your backside can handle the 1-ply, you will save a lot of money over the years. Alright, keep your vegetables and carcasses, when I say vegetables I mean vegetable stumps and remains from cutting up stuff, in a freezer bag in the freezer. And then when you have enough, you can make, for example, chicken stock or beef stock. It's kind of like a frozen bag of trash, but it saves you money on stock and it tastes a lot better than the store-bought stock. Alright, here's the trash bag. Very good stuff in there. Use cold water for laundry. Not having to heat the water will invariably save you money for obvious reasons. And I haven't found that it's really changed how clean stuff gets. And there's also laundry detergents that are specially formulated to work best in cold water. Air dry your clothes. Try to avoid using your dryer as much as possible and simply use the air that's already in your house to dry your clothes by hanging them up. Keep it cold in the winter and warm in the summer. Avoid using your air conditioner as much as you can, and same with your furnace in the winter. One thing we've done is try to kind of reduce how warm it is in here in the winter every year. And we're down to, I think it's 65 or 66, which some people think is really cold, but I'm sure we could take it colder. Keep an active shopping list. And what I mean by this is have a grocery list or just shopping list in general on the fridge, for example, where you can continually update it so that when you go to the grocery store, you know what you need, and it'll help you buy stuff that you're not sure if you need or not, like maybe you forget whether you need peppers. Well, if it's on your list, you know you need it. Use cash, not plastic. Especially if you're running up downtown to get some groceries or something. Take some cash out of your old friend here and use that instead. That way you won't have the habit of getting there and deciding you need a candy bar or a bag of chips. Just use what old little guy here provides and you'll be much happier. Pay your auto insurance annually. You won't have to pay the financing charges every month if you just do one lump sum payment, and it'll save you a lot of money if you can plan it out that way. Pay yourself first, and I say this all the time. Automate your savings so that money comes out of your paycheck and into a separate savings account before you even see it. That way you won't talk yourself into spending it. Use your dental insurance, and what I mean by that is go for your checkups. Just make sure that if you have that insurance through your workplace or otherwise, that you actually use it instead of just throwing that money down the toilet. It'll also save you having to get more expensive dental work that may not be covered if they can catch stuff in advance. Speaking of which, visit a doctor regularly. That way, once again, you can get stuff figured out before it gets out of hand. Cancel that TV subscription. We were paying something like $80 or $90 a month for a television, and it's nice having that money instead of spending it on TV. Make meals based on stuff that you have in the pantry or in the fridge. That way you'll waste less and buy more. A good thing to do is maybe have a look in the fridge the night or two before and think, oh, I think tomorrow we should have this, or the next day we should have something else, and try and use up those groceries that you have and that are going to spoil if you don't use them. Cook in bulk, especially if you can prepare lunches, for example, on a Sunday afternoon, and that way you'll be less inclined to buy lunch or eat out throughout the week. Make snacks, don't buy them. Kind of like what I just said, if you can make some stuff in advance, it'll save you from having to buy them. Borrow the things you rarely need. I always feel like kind of a scammer here, but we don't have a truck, and the once every 2 or 3 years when we need one, we borrow it. It's a lot cheaper than buying a truck. This is one that we do that I think a lot of people don't, and they probably could. My wife is very gifted at cutting hair, and so she cuts my hair, she cuts my son's hair, our daughter's hair. She doesn't cut her own, but anyways, the three of us, it certainly saves a lot of money. Grow your own veggies and fruit. It's winter time right now, so we can't really be growing too much unless you get into hydroponics or something like that, but you can certainly start seeds or grow some herbs. We just started this guy here, and I guess we'll see how it's going. Pretty good so far. Look at these little guys growing so good, kind of. They're doing okay. Alright, these last two are very important. Make a budget and stick to it. Even if some unforeseen things come up, the mere exercise of making a budget will help you be just more accountable to yourself, and it's a good exercise to see where you're at. Alright, the last one is not so much a tip, but just well, I guess it's a tip. Anyways, it's very important, and it is to keep a mindset of frugality. So if you're always sort of kind of aware of what you're spending, you'll be more likely to not spend too much on things. That doesn't mean you have to be sort of a miser all the time or a cheapskate, but if you're aware of what you're spending and you're always sort of thinking of ways to save money, you'll come up with lots of ways, and you'll have more money in the bank. Okay guys, well that's my bunch of tips I came up with for ways to save money. If you have any ways to save money, put them down in the comments below, and we can have a little conversation and come up with new things. Also, I would love if you could thumb this video and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more of this kind of stuff, and definitely ring that bell to get updates as soon as we post and do stuff like that. Alright, we'll talk to you next time.